so heartless? How can people be so cruel? Easy to be hard.
What's up? This is Dominic Hoyt for What's Up College Edition here at Emerald Queen Casino. Superstars of the 80s, Chuck Negron.
Yes, Negron.
Negron.
Yeah, there you go.
From Three Dog Night.
Yeah.
Just an old-fashioned love song.
That was one of them. Yeah, we had a really a great run. I'm no longer with the guys. I do my own thing, but of course I sing all the songs One and Easy to Be Hard and Joy of the World.
Yeah.
And, great run. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it like back then? I'm gonna ask you first about Three Dog Night.
Sure. It was, actually, I'm a part of this 80s thing, but Three Dog Night's first hit was actually in 69. So we were part of that whole 60s thing and through the 70s, and it was a very, very exciting time because unlike today, you could go to the Whiskey and see Hendrix play, or the Cream, or in L.A. There were clubs up and down the Strip in Chicago, and anybody. And Three Dog Night was one of the groups that came out of that wonderful, exciting time when there was all these festivals and Woodstock, and so you could go to a venue back then and see Three Dog Night, Led Zeppelin, and James Taylor, which was a bill.
Yeah.
And you don't have that today. It's it's very eclectic, and now everything is kind of pigeonholed, where this radio plays this music and this. So it's an exciting time where everything crossed over, and the only thing that was a little different at the time was R&B had their own thing, and then that totally crossed over. America was just hypnotized with R&B, so that crossed over, and then all the music was the same. So it was a great time.
Who were some of your influences when you were first getting into music? Well,
when I started singing at 15, and I actually appeared at the Apollo in Harlem.
Apollo?
When I was 15, with a group called the Rondells. We had a little record going. So I saw people like Jackie Wilson and just people that I went black. Sam Cooke, and he was great, and I just saw these guys that really, they not only sang but they could entertain, and it was wonderful. So those are the people that kind of influenced me. That's the music I liked.
Right.
And back then there weren't too many stations. There was a guy called Jocko, who played black music, and then Alan Freed came along and he started playing and introduced it to the white kids. So. That's the kind of music I liked and was very, very influenced with, and brought that to Three Dog Night with the rock edge that these guys had, and we kind of had this rock R&B thing that was a little different, that was new for the kids and who were they hadn't heard that yet.
We're here now at New Year's Eve, 2002, about to be 2003. Out of all the decades you've been in music, which one was the most exciting in your opinion?
Well, I have to go back to the 60s because everything was changing. I mean, we really changed the landscape. I mean, the Grammy Awards and everything had nothing to do with us. Right. It was all traditional music. They didn't even acknowledge us. We played in clubs, and we changed that. We started playing huge venues, and we're making more money than any of these people ever had made before. Like, you look at the Rat Pack and all those guys, they worked in Vegas, they made a couple $100,000, but not even close to what the money we were making every single night on a tour. So we really rearranged the whole landscape of music, and definitely the appearance of it. I mean, it was very slick, and and we kind of softened that up a little. So it was a very influential time, and politically it was. The kids just wanted things to change. We weren't so ready to go to war. We weren't as gung-ho as our parents were about, we'll fight them. Maybe we don't have to fight them, which is the thing we're going through right now.
Right.
We have people that want to go to war, and people just, I don't want to go to war. Right. I want to go to war. Yeah. So we started something that changed a lot of things, and of course there were a lot of drugs involved. That we were very naive, thinking that was going to enlighten us, and what it did was kill a lot of us. But but that's the 60s. Yeah.
What issues in the world today do you feel the most passionate about?
Well, I have 6 children, so and they range from 2 years, 8. Then we jump to the bigger ones, 25, 29, 31, and 35. So, I think at all costs you try not to start a war, and America's got its hands all over the place with now North Korea, and, and Iraq, and all over. It's crazy. It's crazy. So as a parent, I want my kids to grow up in a peaceful, healthy land. We don't take care of our earth. We could learn. We're here, on a parts of the Indian reservation, and we could learn a lot from the Indians, how they embrace Mother Earth and give praise and honor the earth, which all things come from.
Yes.
I mean, everything we have comes from, in some way, the earth, and we rape it.
Basically,
and it's really an attitude of take what you can get and give very little back. So as a parent, I'm trying to teach my kids that's not where you find peace. Respect the earth. So as a parent, I wish things were just not as hectic, and I watch out for my kids. That's what I do. And the world issues, I feel very small and insignificant in being able to change anything because of the way things are. That doesn't stop me.
Yes.
But it's very sad. And I would think young people, the people that watch this, must be very, very frustrated. Now, young people are more passionate, but the government has become so big and so removed from us that a lot of people don't even vote anymore.
Yeah.
So So anyway, there's a lot of things I could go on and on about.
Okay. Well, what advice would you have for college students who want to get into the music business?
I would say don't do drugs. Because it will.
Yeah, I'll do that to you. One way or the other.
No. What it is you want to harness all that passion and all that energy, and not stifle it by getting in an altered state where you remain, and it's an experience. As long as it's an experience, and you can write about that. But after that, it's old, it's dead, and then it's kicking your ass. So you want to learn as much about music as you can. You don't have to think about being a rock star, a pop star. You work about your music, and there's 100 million ways to make money in this business behind the scenes, in music, for movies, for TV, for writing. It's amazing. But do the work, learn it. So when someone calls you, can you do this? You go, yeah, and you know what? You can. Even if you've never done it, you can do it because you know. So. Take all that passion and be as resilient. Just stock up on resilience, because there's fools out there. There are people that don't have a clue what they want.
Right.
So you're playing in front of them. You can see it. You'll get to the point you actually can see it. This guy doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't even know what I'm doing. So. You got to learn the game. Business is good. You have to have. You don't want to make a lot of money and then lose it all. It's a business.
Right.
It's a business, and then there's the art. And to really succeed, learn them both and have a balance. And it's not life or death. So.
One more question, Chuck. Out of all your songs and hits, which is the one that you're going to play tonight that you feel the most passionate about when you're singing and the crowd feels you and you feel the audience? Which one of the songs would you list?
Well, there's different songs for different reasons, but to answer your question specifically, the song One is the Loneliest Number, because that had to do when I was, just alone in stadiums of 20,000 people, because I was a heroin addict, and just locked up in my head and in my body, and looking out there going, I don't have anything else to give, because I was just needed to get off the stage and get well again. The timing, or just sweating it out, and just being so alone that one was the loneliest, and two, is as bad as one. It's the loneliest number. So that song sometimes it taps into that moment in time when